ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's your fun-loving, animated, talking head friend, Callous Mind, back with another live cast episode. And to start this show today, before we get into it too much, I want to say that beginning next week, this show is moving from Thursdays to Tuesdays. So the next episode of the Callous Mind Live Cast will be Tuesday, October 13th, 2020, as you should currently see on your screen right now. My NFL picks for the season actually seem to be getting progressively worse, and I think that's probably because it's in part because of luck and in part because of just reality happening. Uh, Most sincere football fans know that anything can happen from week to week, so this leads me to a question for you beautiful viewers. And that question would be, now that we're a quarter of a way through the season, how are you feeling about your team's chances of making the playoffs? Feel free to let me know in the comments section below. There was actually a pretty cool story on Thursday night. I don't know how many of you guys know that, but my understanding is that last week's game between the Broncos and Jets featured quarterback Brett Rippon, who is, I believe, the nephew of Mark Rippon, who was the quarterback for the Washington Redskins once upon a time. And I wanted to show you all that story here real quick because it does relate to my pick, and my pick's partially starting to go awry. So without further ado, let's check that out. Okay, so last Thursday night's game, quarterback Brett Rippon leads Denver Broncos to win over New York Jets in first start. So that's a pretty cool story. Let me just make sure I'm showing what I want to show here. Alright. It turned out, at least for a much-needed win on an October Thursday night, the ninth time was the charm for the Denver Broncos. Brett Rippon, the ninth quarterback to start a game for the Broncos since the start of the 2017 season, and the same guy who spent all of last season and most of the first part of this one on the team's practice squad, did just enough to get Denver its first victory of the season. Rippon looked like a prodigy at times, and every bit of quarterback making his first NFL start in other moments, as the Broncos won 37-28 in MetLife Stadium to move to 1-3. So that's pretty cool. I think the story goes on to say something about him being the nephew or something from of the previously famous Mark Rippon. So, but anyway, as always, I will leave a link to this story in the description box below this video so you guys can check the story out yourself. Now let's go ahead and get into the results of my NFL Week 4 picks. Alright. Go over here and check this real quick, and because we seem to have a problem with that last week, so let me make sure that these things are showing up here. Okay, so it looks like they did show, so that's good. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay. Alright, so NFL Week 4 pick results: 9 wins, 6 losses, and 1 game postponed. We've already talked about the Jets being defeated by those Denver Broncos. The Chicago Bears lost to Indianapolis at home. How disappointing. The Bengals did win, so here it is that I picked them, 2 weeks in a row. And they didn't tie this week. They actually won, so that's cool. Cleveland at Dallas. Man, Cleveland came in there ready to play, and they beat Dallas in Dallas. So good for them. That's about all I can say about that. I mean, it was a pretty good game, looked like, but Cleveland goes on the road and gets a big win against Dallas. So cool, good for them. New Orleans beats Detroit. That game ended up being a little closer than I think I would have thought it was going to be. But like I said before, the New Orleans Saints have been kind of weird this year, so I don't really know what to say besides that. It's been a weird year, and they've been a weird team. So, and the beat goes on. Seattle at Miami. That game actually seemed like it was relatively competitive as well, but Seattle did go on the road and win at Miami, as I picked. Tampa Bay, after falling behind early, they came back and won, so they won at home. Baltimore at Washington. Like I said, Baltimore's second home would be in Washington, D.C., and they went on the road and went on the road. Yeah, that's kind of laughable. Drove down the street is more like it, but anyway, Baltimore wins on the road at Washington. Arizona falls to the Carolina Panthers. That was, man, the Arizona Cardinals have kind of been the Jekyll and Hyde team this season, where 1 week they'll win a game that you probably wouldn't expect them to win, like they did, what was that, week 1 against the 49ers. And then, they go on the road and lose to Carolina, who they should have been able to play with. So that's 2 losses in a row for the Arizona Cardinals, and not real good losses in my opinion. I think the Lions game was a little easier to brush off because it was last second, but this one is not so much. So they were handled pretty well by the Carolina Panthers, so that does not instill a lot of confidence moving forward. Minnesota at Houston. Minnesota Vikings won. Houston fires their head coach and GM Bill O'Brien. So that was the first coaching shoe to drop for this season. New York Giants at Los Angeles Rams. No big surprise there. Rams win at home. They're a good team. New York's having problems. Saquon Barkley's gone for the year, and man, I don't know about the Giants. New England at Kansas City. Kansas City won. No big surprise. They're a juggernaut. They seem to be the new Patriots, if that's possible. So we'll see. I mean, it might be a little premature because they've only won 1 Super Bowl. They may need to run like 2 or 3 together before we start talking about that. But they may be the next dynasty. We'll see if they're able to continue that trend. Buffalo at Las Vegas Raiders. I wasn't feeling real good about my picking the Raiders. I do that partially because I'm a homer and I love the Raiders, but Buffalo did go on the road to Las Vegas and beat the Raiders, which is not necessarily that big of a surprise because Buffalo's pretty damn good. So that's just truth. Philadelphia at San Francisco 49ers. Wouldn't you know it? All these times I pick against Philly, and I picked against them again, and then they go on the road and beat the San Francisco 49ers in San Francisco. So what the hell is going on? Your guess is as good as mine. Pittsburgh and Tennessee, that game was postponed due to, I believe, an outbreak of COVID amongst the Tennessee Titans. And so that was a postponed game that was labeled as a bye. And then Atlanta at Green Bay. What can you say about Green Bay? They're pretty outstanding, and they look like they're pretty much the clear favorite to win the NFC, but we're only a quarter of a way through, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's see. Next, we're going to roll in here to my Week 5 picks. So let me make sure you guys are still with me here, and you are. So Let's see. Do we have any comments here? No, nobody's commented yet. Cool. Um, so NFL Week 5 picks are as follows for tonight's game, Thursday, October 8th. I'm taking Tampa over Chicago. Carolina and Atlanta. I've picked Atlanta to beat Carolina, although I'm not sure. But I think things have got to break for Atlanta here sooner or later. So I'm going to speculate that that's going to happen this weekend at home for them against the division rival. I will take Atlanta at home against Carolina. Buffalo at Tennessee. Uh, I I'm just going to take Buffalo. I mean that they seem to be pretty ridiculous and seem to be on a mission, and they may actually be, you know, a favorite to win the whole NFC, whole AFC if they can get by the likes of Baltimore and Kansas City. But I think Buffalo's a strong team, so I will take them on the road at Tennessee. Las Vegas Raiders at Kansas City Chiefs. I love my Raiders, but I don't know that they're ready to go on the road and beat Kansas City. So I will pick Kansas City at home against the Las Vegas Raiders. Arizona Cardinals at New York Jets. My understanding is that the New York Jets have just changed quarterbacks because I believe that Sam Darnold is hurt. Um, so the Jets weren't a very good football team before that, and now with Darnold out, they may be even worse. I think that's probably just what the doctor ordered for the Arizona Cardinals. So I'm picking the Arizona Cardinals on the road at the New York Jets. Philadelphia at Pittsburgh. Philadelphia just got their first win of the season against San Francisco last weekend. So I will, but I'm taking Pittsburgh. They've had an extra week to rest, and because of their postponement labeled a bye last week, I'll take Pittsburgh at home against Philadelphia. Los Angeles Rams at Washington football team. At the football team formerly known as the Redskins, I will take the Rams over the Washington football team. Cincinnati at Baltimore Ravens. I did pick Cincinnati last weekend, but I'm not going to make that pick. I'm not going to pick against Baltimore, so I will take Baltimore at home against Cincinnati. Jacksonville at Houston. This would be a divisional matchup, and as much as I'm half tempted to take Jacksonville, since Houston just fired their coach, that usually represents a nice shot in the arm, and that may be just what the Texans ordered. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Houston to win their first game post Bill O'Brien, and I'll take Houston at home against Jacksonville. Miami at San Francisco. I'm still going to pick San Francisco at home after they lost the last weekend to Philadelphia at home. I think they'll rebound this week, and Miami I think is the team to rebound against. So I'll take San Francisco at home against Miami. Indianapolis at Cleveland. Cleveland's coming off of a nice win at Dallas, and they're going to be playing at home, getting some of that home cooking. So I will take Cleveland to beat Indianapolis at home. New York at Dallas. I think Dallas is going to handle New York easily, although this is another divisional matchup. I still think that Dallas, they got to be pretty desperate for a win right about now, and they need to win their divisional games so that they can make the playoffs, and this is one of them right here. So I'm going to take Dallas at home against the New York Giants. Denver at New England. I don't know if Denver can muster the same magic as they did last Thursday at New England, so I'm going to pick New England at home against Denver. Minnesota at Seattle. Minnesota's been one of those teams that's been kind of a grab bag. You don't know what the hell you're going to get. One week they're competitive, one week they're not. But it's a pretty tall task to go into Seattle and win, so I'll take Seattle at home against Minnesota. And then on Monday night football, Los Angeles Chargers at New Orleans Saints. I will take New Orleans to keep rolling at home, and I'll take New Orleans over the Los Angeles Chargers on Monday night football. So let's see here. Forgot to mention last week, mostly because I have not been paying attention to a lot of sports outside of football. I had forgotten to mention the Stanley Cup champions, so congratulations to the Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning. Um, in my humble opinion, the Stanley Cup is the greatest trophy in all of professional sports, but that's that's just my opinion. So, in sad cultural news, October 6th, Eddie Van Halen passed away from complications of throat cancer. So that's sad. Eddie Van Halen, one of the founders of the rock band Van Halen. Let's see. Also, there was another cool story that I wanted to tell you all about, and because I don't know if you've seen this or not, but it says Houston Rockets Russell Westbrook leaves $8,000 tip for bubble hotel staff per report. Pretty cool story. Also from October 6th. On his way out of the NBA bubble in Orlando, Florida, Houston Rockets star Russell Westbrook wanted to show his appreciation for the housekeepers of the Grand Floridian Hotel, and he did it with an $8,000 tip, according to the Dallas Morning News. They took great care of us, Westbrook told Bleacher Report, confirming the tip. Took the time and energy to do their job at a high level. That was the right thing. I like to do the right thing. Westbrook was unwilling to confirm the exact amount, but according to the Morning News, he left the hotel room virtually spotless, as is standard for Westbrook, a known neat freak. Generosity is a common thread with Westbrook, who won the 2014-2015 NBA Cares Community Assist Award for his work in the community. He consistently gives back, whether through his Why Not Foundation or his Honor the Gift clothing line. Westbrook and the Rockets spent almost 2 months at the hotel, eventually being the last team staying there after eliminating the Oklahoma City Thunder in the opening round of the playoffs. So I think that's a pretty cool story. Let's see here. Also, oh yeah, my WTF story of the week. Man, you guys gotta hear this. This is unreal stuff. I was shocked over hearing this story. Give me 1 second here and I'll bring it up for you. Okay, so former MLB player Charles Hager, sought in woman's killing, found dead in Scottsdale, Arizona, my neck of the woods. This is from October 3rd. Former professional baseball player Charles Hager, sought in the shooting death of his ex-girlfriend in a Phoenix suburb, was found dead Saturday of a self-inflicted gunshot wound at the Grand Canyon, police said. Hager's body was discovered at about 4 p.m. on a trail along the south rim of the Grand Canyon in northern Arizona. Sergeant Ben Hoster, a Scottsdale Police Department spokesman, said in a statement Saturday night. Police were seeking Hager, 37, on suspicion of murder and aggravated assault in the fatal shooting Friday, Hoster said. The victim was identified by police Saturday night as Danielle Breed, 34. Breed owned the Tipsy Coyote Bar and Grill in Scottsdale, the Arizona Republic reported. Let's see. Earlier Saturday, Hager's unoccupied vehicle was found near Flagstaff in northern Arizona, police said. Flagstaff is 118 miles north of Scottsdale. So, Hager, a knuckleball pitcher, was drafted by the Chicago White Sox in 2001, and he pitched 83 innings in the major leagues from 2006 to 2010. His career included stints with the San Diego Padres, Los Angeles Dodgers, Seattle Mariners, and Boston Red Sox organizations. So there y'all go. That would be considered a WTF story of the week. All right. Let's see. So as I begin to close the show here, I just want to remind everyone that our Thursday broadcasts are moving to Tuesday. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this glorious, if not glorious, maybe possibly entertaining YouTube channel. Uh, I have a public service announcement. I know 2020 has been difficult on a lot of people, but I wanted to make a public service announcement about Phoenix Rescue Mission, which is a local charity here. Uh, I'm broadcasting from Peoria, Arizona, and I have personally donated to this charity in the past. I know the holidays are coming up, but if you all have some disposable income that you would like to donate, then Phoenix Rescue Mission is certainly a worthy charity to donate to. And then I have a couple of movie recommendations for you all. You may have seen these movies in the past because the first one is kind of an old one, but I don't know how many of you have Amazon Prime that actually watch this show, but if you do, you can watch The Hitman free on Prime Video, and I'd really forgotten how much I enjoyed that movie. And if you have not seen it, then I recommend you do if you like action movies and pretty breasts. And then I also want to recommend a bad horror movie with comedy and breasts, and that movie is Bone Jangles, which you can also watch for free on Amazon Prime. I will link both of those in the description box below. Those will be affiliate links, so if you click on them and then buy something from Amazon, then I may receive an affiliate commission. Just so you know, I'm letting you know that because I'm trying to be upfront and transparent. So I think that's going to pretty much do it for this episode 5 of the Callous Mind Live Cast. If you guys would like to contribute to the show, then please feel free to either comment in the comment section below this video or hit up the contact page on callousmind.com, and you can send me your messages that way. Until then, I hope you guys will, until next week, I hope you'll be good to yourselves and each other. And don't forget, we're moving from Thursdays to Tuesdays. So I will talk to you beautiful viewers next Tuesday, October 13th. So until then, I'll talk to you later. God bless.